Standard 7.EE.4a, we're going to set up and solve equations. Problem number 1 says select all equations that are equivalent to the given equation. So I'm going to rewrite this on the side where we can solve it and have some space. So in solving an equation, the very first thing you would do is see if you can do any simplifying. So we can simplify by doing the distributive property. We can also look to see if we can combine like terms. And sometimes you can simply just change, say, a fraction into a terminating decimal to make a problem simpler. So I'm actually going to start there. I'm going to change this fraction 1/5 into a decimal because it ends. It's a terminating decimal, and it'll be exact. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. Now I'm going to do the distributive property and multiply 0.2 by each term in the parentheses. 0.2 times 20x, that's 4x. And 2/10 times negative 35 will be negative 7. Let me just bring the rest of the equation down. So now we've done all the simplifying that can be done. So at this point, I'm going to notice that there is one term that includes x on the left side of the equal sign. I want to get that by itself. So let's get rid of this minus 7 by adding 7 to both sides of the equation. On the left side, those will cancel, and we will simply have 4x equals 16. And now we want to get rid of this number, this coefficient 4, that is multiplied by x. So we're going to undo multiplying by dividing both sides by 4. And it'll cancel on the left side, and we get that x is 4. So now we have solved this equation. So I'm going to move it back over here and see that the original equation had an x value of 4. And I want to see what the x value is for these remaining equations. We might have some that repeat steps from our original problem. And so I notice that this step here, 4x minus 7 equal 9, matches up here to a step that we worked in the equation. Also notice this step, 4x equals 16, matches up here to a step that we worked in the equation as well. We could test these others to see if they're going to come out to x equal 4, because there might be some equivalent equations that were not worked out the exact same way. So I'm going to test them out. I'm going to start with this first one and say 4x equal 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to get x by itself. And x is 2 over 4, which reduces to 1/2. That is not the same as 4, so we can cross this off. This next equation, 20x minus 35 equal 45. We want to get this term 20x by itself. So we'll add 35 to both sides of the equal sign. And we get 20x is equal to 80. And so then I'm going to divide both sides by 20. And we get x equal 4. So this one does also match because we got x equal 4 once again. And let's look at this last equation. 15x equal 45. Divide both sides by 15 to get x by itself. And 45 divided by 15 is 3, which is not x equal 4. So this one does not work. Problem 2. A service station charges $251 for 4 new tires and installation. If the installation portion of the bill is $84, what's the price of 1 tire? we're going to write and solve an equation. So let's just choose a variable to represent the cost of one tire. I'm going to let T equal the price of one tire. So here's what I know. I know that this service station charged $251, and that total is equal to the price of 4 new tires, so 4 times T, number of tires, or the price per tire, plus the installation, which we're already told is $84. So we set up an equation just using the information given. Now let's solve the equation for T. So I want to get this term for T by itself. So I'm going to get rid of this 84 by subtracting 84 from both sides. When we do that, 251 minus 84, we get 167 is equal to 4T. Now we want to get T by itself. We know the cost of all 4 tires put together is $167, but that's the cost of 4. We want to know the cost of 1, so let's divide both sides by 4 to get T, the cost of 1 tire, by itself, and that comes out to 41.75, which means the price of 1 tire is $41.75. Number 10, the perimeter of a rectangle is 87 feet. The length is x feet, and the width is 19 feet. What's the length of the rectangle in feet? Write and solve an equation. So let's just start with a fact of what we know about the perimeter of a rectangle. We know that the perimeter is equal to adding all the sides of a polygon. For a rectangle, we have a common formula we use, and it says that perimeter is equal to twice the length plus twice the width. And that's just saying the length plus width, that's all 4 sides of a rectangle added together, is the perimeter. So let's plug in what we know. We know the perimeter is 87. We don't know the length, but it's being represented by x. And we do know that the width is 19. So we just plug those into this little equation. Now we're going to simplify. So in this case, we're going to take 2 times 19, and that's 38. And just bring that down and get 87 is equal to 2x plus 38. Now we just have a little 2-step equation. I'm going to get 2x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 38 from both sides. 87 minus 38 is 49, and that's equal to the value of 2x. Last, we want to find out what the actual width is, or not the width, what the actual length is, x. So we want to get rid of this 2 that's multiplied by x, and we undo that by dividing both sides by 2. 49 divided by 2 is 24.5. So the value of x is 24.5, which means that the length is 24.5 feet. Whoops. So we set up an equation back here on this step, and then we solved it to get the solution at the very end.